good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Princess Mononoke, ladies and gentlemen. This review has been a long time coming, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys may know, because I have mentioned this, I've definitely mentioned this a few times in previous videos, Twitter, you know, if you guys see my letterbox or my mal, you would know this as well. But Princess Mononoke is easily not only my favorite Ghibli film, it's my favorite anime film of all time. Hell, it's one of my all-time favorite. It's one of my favorite films of all time. It's even in my. If you guys follow me on Letterboxd, you guys know that it's in my top 10. I think it ranks at like number 7 or something. I think number 10 actually. It's number 10 on my top 10 list, man. And yeah, I adore this movie. You guys know me. Whenever I see a movie in theaters, I always review it. Or most times anyway, I review. Especially if it's like an older film that I haven't seen before. Maybe when I'm rewatching, it gives me an excuse to talk about some classic films that are my favorites or whatnot. And you know the story of the journey I've been on in order to watch this movie in a theater. Because as you guys know, both at the Ridgecrest Cinema and as well as the Minor Theater back when I was at HSU, they both, I think this was like different years and whatnot, but they would always air Ghibli movies during some time. I think it was called like Ghibli Fest for the at Ridgecrest. That was a partnership with Fandom, and I don't know if it was the same thing with the Minor as well, or if it was a separate thing, but they would air Ghibli movies as well. I think it was around the same time, at least within the 2 years that I spent at HSU. So, and you guys know that I would always like just miss it. Because you guys know when the Minor was doing their re-screenings of Ghibli movies, I got to see Castle in the Sky. That was back in like 2021, I want to say that was when, that sounds about right. And which was perfect timing because you guys know I was watching Full Dive at the time, an anime series starring JYB, my introduction to Natalie, you guys know who now plays Yor in Spy Family, Arnave in the Crunchyroll dub, Vinland Saga, the Sentai dub, the Dallas dub, whatever you want to call it, of Vinland Saga Season 2, and of course Star and Stripe in Hiroaka. That was my introduction to her. And you guys remember if you guys have watched that show, and you guys haven't, please go watch Full Dive. It's fucking hilarious, man. I wish I got second season, but yeah, I never did because it just wasn't that popular. But it was so funny, man. JYB's incredible in it. Anyway, in there she references Riona, the character Natalie plays, mentions Castle in the Sky. Like, actually, I was rewatching Castle in the Sky for the umpteenth time and lost track of time. And so it was perfect timing that when the Minor was re-airing old Ghibli movies at various times, that the Castle in the Sky was there when I was still there. So I went to go see it, man. And yeah, I fell in love with the movie, man. I'm pretty sure I did review it, which is up on the channel if you guys want to go back and rewatch that movie review. If you guys didn't see it already or want to feel like rewatch, whatever the case may be, you guys can see my thoughts of Castle in the Sky, over there. But obviously they were also doing some other ones as well. I know they did Spirited Away. I believe they also did either Kiki's Delivery Service or My Neighbor Totoro. It was one or the other, might have been both of those. Might have been one more as well, and of course, Princess Mononoke. But when they were airing Princess Mononoke, that was basically like right around. This would have been like during winter break or summer break. Either way, I wasn't there at the theater when they at HSU when the film was there, so I couldn't watch it while I was there. And then when I went back to Ridgecrest, I think that was like the following year in the following summer, I want to say. They were airing Ghibli movies as well, or this might have been the same year, I'm not entirely sure. And one of them was Princess Mononoke, and when it was airing, it would have been like just after I would have left to go back to school, back at HSU. So literally every single time the movie, I would always just miss the movie and be able to catch it in theaters, man, which is obviously, this is like one of the movies I always wanted to watch in theaters, man, because it's one of my favorite anime films, or it is my favorite anime film, one of my all-time favorite films, man. All of my all-time favorite films I would love to watch in a theater at one time or another, man, just to get that, theater film, because a lot of these movies you guys know I had to watch, like on Blu-ray, on my TV, or off of streaming. So, and then recently, like a week ago or so, it was announced that they were going to be re-releasing Princess Mononoke with a new 4K remastered in 4K, which we'll talk about the 4K transfer a little bit later on the review, though. Just beware, I am not a 4K guy. I am not a remaster guy. Like, you see some of these guys that like review like 4K, that do unboxing and reviews of like Blu-rays and 4Ks that can give you the ins and outs about the remaster process and get you in all the nitty-gritty details about like how good the transfer is and all this shit, man. That ain't ain't me, man. I watched some of those videos, but I ain't got that kind of eye, man. I just go from what I'm looking at. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. It was announced that they were going to remaster the movie, and it was going to be exclusive at IMAX. And bro, when I heard that, man, when I saw the movie, it broke my fucking heart. I was like, you motherfuckers, this movie's coming out in IMAX, and I'm not going to be able to catch it. I'm not going to be able to see it, because there's no way, I'll be able to convince my parents to take me to go watch it. So I just knew I was like, man, that sucks, man. The posters look so damn cool, man. Seeing the film in theaters was one thing, but to get to see an IMAX too, I knew that was going to be an experience with the film was, man. Like, this was an experience to see this movie in IMAX, man. We'll talk about it later, but like, oh my god, man, just incredible. Anyway, I'm literally been going on for damn near like 5 minutes or whatnot. Barely haven't got started the actual movie yet, but context. But anyway, then earlier today, my brother comes in here, man. He says, "Hey, man, you want to go catch Princess Mononoke?" And I'm like, okay. And he says, "We're gonna go catch it at 9 o'clock. Buy your ticket. We'll leave at 9. We're gonna catch a screening at 9 o'clock. That's a dub screening, man, because they only had it for today anyway for 6 and 9. The 6 o'clock one was a sub screen, while the 9 o'clock one was a dub screening. So got my ticket, man, and yeah, we were off. I don't know what compelled my brother to ask me to go see Prince because I don't know if I probably haven't mentioned this before. Me and my brother aren't that close, man. We don't really talk that much very often, man. Very little, and I don't go to him and talk about anime films. So unless this dude has been secretly, lurking on some burner account on my Twitter, my Insta, my goddamn letterbox, I don't know how he knew what compelled him to ask me to watch Princess Mononoke, or then maybe he said like, oh, I'm gonna watch an anime movie, and Glenn probably loves movies, so maybe he'll want to come with me. I don't know what compelled him, but I'm glad he asked. So he saw the film, man, and of course, the rest is history, man. So, anyway, man, let's get on to the film itself, man. The film looks incredible, man. I will say the 4K transfer, before we jump right into the movie itself, the 4K transfer wasn't anything like really mind-blowing, at least to my eyes. Not to say it doesn't look good, the movie looks phenomenal, man. And the 4K transfer really shines in like the backgrounds, man. You can see a lot more added details in the backgrounds, man. Like with the monkey, with like the ape clan. You get to see a lot more detail. There's some background, a lot of the backgrounds, you can see a lot more details in the man, and it just looks absolutely amazing from the backgrounds. And also, of course, all the iconic shots look amazing in 4K, but overall, it didn't really wow me. Not like when I saw The Black Cauldron, which you guys know I watched that film recently, when I saw it on Disney Plus. I was absolutely floored by the 4K transfer, which I'm assuming is a version that's on Disney Plus of the film. But apparently Disney is like they are like the top guys when it comes to like remastering their old films, man. They are like the kings of that. So I guess their team is just cracked out. But yeah, the 4K transfer, man, I didn't really think it was really as mind-blowing as that one. It did look phenomenal, especially with the backgrounds, but it wasn't really as mind-blowing as I would have thought it was, or at least in comparison to something like The Black Cauldron. And of course, seeing the film in IMAX by itself, man, Jesus Christ, man, this film looked fucking incredible, man. Blown up on an IMAX screen, man. It looked amazing. It was a magical viewing experience. Literally, I got emotional like 3 times while I was watching the film, just from like the soundtrack, man. Literally, as soon as we starts, man, and the movie starts off, man, and I hear the that like theme, man, with the title card popping up, man, I literally instantly start tearing up. And it happened 2 more times with some of the other tracks, man. The soundtrack for this movie is just too damn good, man. I was getting the chills, man, the goosebumps, like I was like slapping my arm like I was a goddamn rock, man. It was crazy. But yeah, man, like, it was a magical viewing that I will not forget, man. And I'm just happy I got to see his movie at IMAX. So shout out to my brother for taking me to go see it, man. Shout out to him, man. But anyway, guys, I have rambled on long enough. Let's get into the actual movie itself. So the movie is directed by the legendary, the GOAT, Hayao Miyazaki, and of course stars Billy Crudup, if I pronounced his last name right, Carrie Danes, Minnie Driver, Billy Bob Thornton, John DiMaggio, Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah, she's in here as well. I was kind of surprised when I checked the cast, who else was in here, that she was in there as well. Gillian Anderson, and many more. In the plot of Princess Mononoke, in the 14th century, the harmony that humans, animals, and gods have enjoyed begins to crumble. The protagonist, a young Ashitaka, infected by an animal attack, seeks a cure from the deer-like god Shishigami. In his travels, he sees humans ravaging the earth, bringing down the wrath of the wolf god Moro, if I pronounced that right, and his human companion Princess Mononoke. His attempts to broke peace between her and the humans begins only conflict. Now let's get on to another fun fact that I didn't know about this movie, man, was actually Neil Gaiman, yes. Caroline Neil Gaiman, Sandman Neil Gaiman, yes, that fucking Neil Gaiman was actually like he was either the translator or the adapted script right for this movie, man, for the dub script. Or might have done both, which I was kind of shocked by. I don't know, the man did, I guess before he hit it big with like some of his comic books and whatnot and other stuff and his other literary works, that he was like doing adapted script writing for dubs. I don't know if he did anything else, but this was like the only one he did, man. But I was kind of shocked when the credits were probably, which were in English, which I was kind of surprised by because, these credits are never usually in English. I don't know if they were I don't know if the version of Princess Mononoke you can watch off HBO Max, the credits are translated to English. I think they might be still in Japanese on that one. I could be wrong, man, but I think they were in Japanese that one. This is like the first time I saw them in English. But yeah, I was kind of surprised he was in there, that he was like the adapted script writer for this movie. So that was a pleasant surprise that I did not know about Princess Mononoke. Although you guys may know one of the fun facts and like the most notable part of this film, at least in terms of behind the scenes, was Hayao Miyazaki sending a katana to Harvey Weinstein because he wanted to chop it down to 90 minutes, make it more remarkable. And he simply sent him a katana that said no cuts on it. Which Hayao Miyazaki later confirmed isn't 100% true. He himself didn't send the katana, but someone did send a katana to his house. It was like one of his assistants or whatever. So Miyazaki himself didn't send the katana, but someone at Ghibli did send him a katana that said no cuts. Either way, epic story. Anyway, first of all, man, the cast, man, I think for the dub, like all of the Disney era Ghibli movies, man, the dub is fantastic from everyone, man. But easily the highlight from the dub, man, at least for me, besides of course, Keith Davis as Okoto, if I'm pronouncing his name right. Honestly, for me, was Gillian Anderson as Moro, if I'm pronouncing her name right, the wolf goddess or the wolf god, man. I just love her voice, man, when she's like, "Silence, boy, typical. How dare you talk to a god like that?" I just love the voice she uses, man, for that role, man. She just sounds amazing, man. She was probably the highlight of the dub for me, man. Of course, we also got to talk about Carrie Danes as San and Billy Crudup, who I'm going to tell you right now, I've never heard of either of these actors, man. Judging by the Disney era does past track record, I'm assuming, these are like all on-camera actors, and, that we're getting like, it's kind of weird because usually whenever there's like a celebrity voice cast for animated films, the dub, the voice acting usually isn't that good because, they're on-camera actors, not voice actors, man, and it's a very different mindset with it. But for some reason, with Ghibli movies, I don't know what they do, but they just got really good directors on these, man, for the Disney era dubs for Ghibli, and that also continues on with like some with like The Bow and the Heron as well. They bring in non-camera actors, but yet they're also make very good voice actors for this one show. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they always do it, man, but they always pull it off and have them bring out great performances in the dubs. But anyway, man, she and him were both amazing as San and Ashitaka, man. I love these two, man. San especially, man. I love her design. Their fights are awesome, man. She's so badass. She's so cool, man. I love her design. Not gonna lie, I do low-key ship him a little bit, low-key. Low-key, I do kind of ship him, man, but yeah, I love this too. And easily, if you ask me, San is probably my favorite Ghibli character. Easily, probably. I love her, man. She's just so damn cool, and I love her design, man. With the wolf, the wolf fur she got going on, man. The war paint, whatever you want to call it, on her face, man. She just looks so fucking cool, man. I love her design, especially her mask. The music, man, is incredible. Like I said, I got emotional 3 times while I was watching this movie because of the fucking music. Literally, man, the score for this movie, the OST, whatever you want to call it, is incredible. I'm slipping on who the composer for this film is, man, but Jesus Christ, man, the man fucking cooked. And also, I love the new poster they also had to coincide with this IMAX release, man. Especially the one with San and the wolf. I don't know if it's Moro or if another one of the wolves, man. But that one is really good. That'll probably be the thumbnail, man. I love that poster, man. But yeah, the posters are really cool, man. Art animation is spectacular, man. Like, there are so many great cuts, especially like some of the fight scenes, man. This movie, of course, you guys remember, was Ghibli's first attempt at using CGI for the demon transformation of the gods, of the boar, one of the boar clan members, and of course, the boar members as well. Like, it was just the boar guys. This was the first time you see CGI, and even now, well, with the 4K trailer, it is starting to show its age a little bit, man. And there are definitely some parts of the background where you can definitely see the age of the movie, man. Where like there were the parts that are very very much not as detailed, and it's kind of way more obvious than it probably was on like DVD, VHS, Blu-ray. Hell, when this movie probably was first released in theaters, man, that's way more obvious because of the 4K transfer and is blown up on IMAX screen as well. But anyway, the CGI, well, is starting to show its age a little bit, man. Still looks amazing. Like, it is also kind of shocking how a CGI from an anime film released back in 99 or 97 still is CGI that's either just as good, if not slightly better, than most CGI in modern animes most of the time, which is honestly kind of, which you can say about a lot of movies as well from the 90s that was CGI. A lot of them have surprisingly held up even against modern films, which is always kind of crazy, man. Like Teacher, for example, man, CGI still has an age of day, man. It's crazy. But yeah, the music in this movie is incredible. The action is incredible, man. The art animation is phenomenal, man. The backgrounds look incredible, man. So many just gorgeous cuts, man. Just gorgeous animation. Much for the fights, man. Character acting, man. This film is just incredible, man. I'm still really nothing but a broken record, man. You guys already know how great this film is, and you don't need me to tell you anymore, man. But man, this was a magical experience for me to finally get to see this film in a movie theater, man, because this was like because I always wanted to see it, man. Like I mentioned earlier, I always just kept missing it one way or another, man. So to see this movie in theaters and in IMAX, no less, this is easily a theatrical experience that I will never forget, man. This was a truly magical experience to see this movie blown up on IMAX screen, which did actually fill up the screen mostly. Not completely, there were some black bars on the top and bottom, but it was they were very small, and like it almost looked like that you really wouldn't notice unless you were actively looking. Which, by the way, also one of the things that they played during the trailers was the teaser trailer for the Infinity Cast movie, man, which I question to call a trailer because it's literally nothing but re-edited footage of Hashira training and the other previous parts of Demon Slayer. Literally nothing else was shown, just re-edited footage. But that one also but the Demon Slayer in IMAX, man, looks incredible. Like, once again, it fills up most of the screen, man, with some black bars, with some very small black bars on the top and bottom and the sides, man. But man, Demon Slayer looks amazing in IMAX, man. Like, I'm sure they'll probably do IMAX screening, considering it's on here, and they'll do IMAX for the Infinity Cast. I don't know if Mugen Train got an IMAX release as well, at least for us here in the States, man. Maybe in Japan it probably got one. I don't know if we in the States got one as well. But yeah, like if you guys can see Demon Slayer, Hashira Trading, or not Hashira Trading, Infinity Cast on IMAX, definitely go see it out, man. Like, Jesus Christ, Blu-ray just looks incredible on IMAX, man. It's really incredible. But yeah, in terms of like flaws I have with this perfect film, the only thing I can really think of, man, is I do wish that they did expand on parts of it. Like, I would have loved to see some expansion on Ashitaka's like his tribe, where he comes from, because you have to remember at the start of the film we know he's the prince, but he ends up getting cursed, and he's basically banished by his people, and that he's dead to them, and he has to leave the village and whatnot, man, because he's cursed. I would have loved to see more of that, like what he was doing before that when the Bora came and attacked them and the plot came up. What was his role as a prince, man? Who was his wife? Because I think they did mention, if I remember correctly, that he did have a bride to be, but obviously I didn't go into, like, we also know he has a sister that we get a little bit of, man. And obviously the same thing goes for San as well. I would love to know like what happened with her human parents, like how that happened, and just more about her, man, when she was like raised by these wolves. Like, there's so much cool shit in here, man, that I wish got expanded upon more. And yeah, the world building is also another thing that I love the world of this movie, man. It is so beautiful, man. Jesus Christ, this film is incredible, man. Like, Ghibli, that's one of Ghibli's main things, is capturing the imagination of people with its worlds that they create, man. And I would argue Princess Mononoke is the antithesis of this, man. This world is incredible. Like, I would love to live here, man. I would love to visit this world and just chill, because it is so beautiful, man. The environments, man, the backgrounds, man. It's just such a beautiful world, man. And yeah, I love this movie. I've rambled on long enough, man. This film is a masterpiece. This film is a classic, and I can finally cross the movie off my list of films that I want to watch in theaters, man. I don't know how long this was going to be in IMAX, how long the screening is going to last, if this is like a one-day thing, or they're going to leave it in theaters for at least like a week or two or so, man. But if you guys can go catch this film in IMAX, definitely go see, whether it's your first viewing, or you've seen this movie like five times before, and like me on Blu-ray and HBO Max and whatnot, man. This film never gets old, man. Its soundtrack is just one of the best in all of film history, man. One of the greatest films ever made, man. And Yeah, this is a movie why this, if you want a single way to point to on why Ghibli has the reputation it does, it's this movie. Some might argue with Spirited Away or one of their other films, and you can argue that, but for me, I'll always point to Princess Mononoke, man. This film is a masterpiece. It is a classic for a reason, and I implore you all to go watch it if you have not already. If you guys can catch it in IMAX, please do so, man. You will not regret it. It will be truly a magical experience for you, and it will be a theatrical experience you will not forget. This was easily one of the best theatrical experiences I've ever had in a film, man. And I was just happy to finally get to watch it and hear the soundtrack blast on the speakers, man. Seeing those gorgeous shots, man. All the iconic frames of this movie blown up on IMAX screen. It was truly magical, man. Like, not gonna lie, man. I'm very high top right now, but that's just how I feel, man. I love this film to death. And I'm just so happy I finally got to see this movie in theaters, especially in IMAX, man. But I've rambled on long enough. Obviously, my final verdict is a 10 out of fucking 10, man. Go watch it if you haven't already, man. Go catch an IMAX if you can, man. Which actually was a funny story about another thing I forgot to mention about my theater experience. Watching the movie. When we went in there, man. We were like the only two people in there for a while. The movie had started, the trailers, and I was getting excited, like, oh, sick. We have the theater all to ourselves, man. This is like our own private screen for the film, man. Then, like around the midway point of the trailers, like a group of people come in there. I'm like, motherfucker. Like I was like, God damn, I thought we were gonna have the whole theater to ourselves, man. But no, a group of people came in there, man. But that was about it. Like there was like maybe like 8 people, 5. There were like maybe 5 of them that came in. Like so, it was like only like 7 of us, 7, 8 of us total that were in that theater, man, which is kind of crazy. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more packed, considering it's Studio Ghibli and it's Princess Mononoke. But I guess probably because it was at 9 p.m. That was probably why there weren't a lot of people there. But either way, man. It was a magical experience, man, and like I said, also, I don't know how the fuck this movie doesn't have an R rating with how graphic it is. Like, you have people getting decapitated, dismembered limbs. I don't know how this didn't get an R rating. Like, how this escaped an R rating, got PG-13 with how graphic it is and how bloody it is, man. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I've rambled on long enough, man. Watch this film if you haven't already. It's a fucking masterpiece. God, I love this movie, man. And yeah, like I said, the 4K trailer is really nothing to write home, at least for my opinion, man, for my very uneducated eyes on like 4K trailers or whatnot. But the film still looks incredible, man. The backgrounds look even better than they did before, man. Tons of added details that you could notice, man. And seeing all those iconic moments of the film, man, blown up on IMAX screen was truly something special, man. Seriously. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Links are across below. And as always, go out for more. See you guys next time.